When I married Y or N, I thought I knew exactly what I was getting. Our families had promised me a quiet, well-bred girl, soft-spoken, sweet, the kind who blushed when our fingers brushed during dinner. She wore pastel sweaters, read paperback romances, and kept her voice just above a whisper. I assumed she was untouched, delicate, mine to unravel. But last night shattered that illusion. I came home late, past midnight. The house was dark except for the sliver of light beneath her bedroom door. I expected to find her asleep, maybe curled up with one of those cheesy high school dramas she loves, the ones where the cold, brooding boy falls for the shy girl. She always giggles at the screen when she thinks I'm not listening. But last night, there were no giggles, there were mans. I froze in the hallway. My name filthy, desperate, rue, Nedsby, led, from her L.P.S. in breathless whimpers. Jungkook, please. DNCDPS. Right there, Mrai. Die. Miger, PT. Gained on my keys, every muscle in my body locked. I should have walked away. Should have given her privacy. But I didn't. I knocked once, my voice YN. You okay? Silence. Then a sharp inhale, the rustle of sheets, the click of the lock. I didn't push, didn't demand. Just stood there, pulse hammering, imagining her flushed and pee-at-nighting in the dark. I didn't sleep a wink. This morning, she was in the kitchen, humming in Lauren Spencer Smith's song, her favorite, while pouring coffee like nothing happened. She wore that oversized lilac hoodie, the one that matches her nail polish, innocent, sweet. But now I knew better. Because she'd been alone in that room, which meant every Gatsby, every sinful plea, had been for me. She'd been thinking of me, tuning herself to the sound of my name. I racket into my coffee as she nibbled her toast, oblivious. She doesn't know I've memorized her, the way she tucks her hair behind her ear when she's nervous, the childhood stuffed bunny hidden in her closet, the way she tease her LP when she reads something scandalous. She thinks she's still a mystery, but I've just uncovered the most delicious secret of all. My wife isn't as innocent as she pretends, and I'm going to make her show me just how filthy she can be. The morning sun spilled through the curtains, painting the kitchen in warm gold. She stood at the counter, humming under her breath, sweet, effortless, wrapped in that oversized lavender hoodie that barely covered her keys. No ants, just those smooth, bare LGs I now knew had been tangled in sheets. Imagining me, ang red in the doorway, coffee in hand, watching her, silent, calculating. She glanced up, LPS curving into that soft smile that used to fool me. Now I knew better. Now I knew that voice could unravel into breathless Pleiades. Morning, Jungkook, she said, too innocent, too light. I pushed off the doorframe, closing the distance with slow, deliberate steps. My fingers grazed her HP as I passed, just enough to feel her veer. Good. Sleep well? I asked, voice low, teasing. She nodded, pouring coffee like her hands weren't shut king. Like a baby. I stepped behind her, my street nearly brushing her back as I let Ned down, LPS grazing her ear. Funny. Sounded like you were busy. A beat of silence. Then, the cup clinked against the counter as she stiffened. A kid, caught you. She turned, forcing a laugh. Busy. I was asleep. I tilted my head, studying her. The way her pulse fluttered at her throat, the pink creeping up her NCAC. Liar. Really? I took a slow SP. Eyes locked on hers. Because I heard you, all those little whimpers. My name on your LPs. Her breath hitched. You must have been dreaming. I set my cup down, caging her against the counter. Was I? My thumbed her at seed her J at WT. Ping her face up, or were you thinking about me while you touched yourself? Her L.P.S. parted. But no words came, just a shaky exhale. I grinned, lattening closer. Tell me, why, Iran? What were you imagining? Her lashes fluttered. I don't remember. Liar. My voice dropped, raw at the edges. You remember everything. She swallowed hard, FNGS gripping the counter. I pulled back just enough to watch her squirm. Finish your coffee, I murmured, brushing my L.P.S. over her temple. Tonight, I'll make sure you don't have to imagine. Her knees buckled just a little. And me? I was already impatient for dusk. The house had been quiet all afternoon. Too quiet. The kind that prickled at the back of your neck, like the air itself was holding its breath. I was in the study, half-heartedly sorting through emails I'd been ignoring for days. The steady tap of my keyboard was the only sound until I heard it. Footsteps. Soft, uncertain. I glanced up just as she appeared in the doorway, her fingers nervously tugging at the hem of her sweater. Her eyes were downcast. Her L.P.S. spread together like she was holding back a storm. Why, Anne? My voice was gentle, but my street tea gained at the sight of her like this. What's wrong? She took a slow step forward, still not meeting my gaze, her hands twisted together, knuckles whitening with tension. Then I saw it, the glisten of tears clinging to her lashes. I'm sorry, she whispered, her voice so fragile it nearly shattered me right then. I stood, my chair scraping against the floor. Sorry for what, baby? She swallowed hard, her breath hitching. For last night, for what you heard. I didn't mean for you to know. I feel so embarrassed. A tear escaped, trailing down her cheek, and I crossed the room in 2 strides, cradling her face in my hands. Hey, look at me. When she finally did, her eyes were wide, vulnerable, full of fear that I'd think less of her. You have nothing to apologize for, I murmured, brushing my thumb over her damp SK. And nothing at all, she let out a shaky barath. But it was righty. I couldn't help the low chuckle that escaped me. Baby, if that's righty, then I'm healthy. Her L.P.S. parted in surprise. You think I haven't done the same? I let Ned in, my voice dropping. You think I haven't let it in bed imagining your hands on me instead of my own? A soft gasp, a fell CACR of something turd than shame in her eyes. I zim, Raked poo, ing her clizzer, if you ever feel like that again, you come find me. Let me take care of you. Her cheeks burned, but she didn't look away this time. Promise, always. She melted against me, her earlier tension dissolving into something warmer, needier. My sweet, blushing wife. Oh, she was running, and I was more than happy to teach her. The rest of the day passed in a blur, but her apology never left my mind. The way her voice had trembled like she was confessing a sin instead of something natural, something beautiful, my sweet, flustered wife. So innocent even in her desires. I couldn't stop thinking about her, the way she'd clung to me, her body pressed against mine, as if I were her anchor. The way her breath hitched when I told her she had nothing to be ashamed of. Mine. Dinner was quiet. She picked at her food, stealing glances at me when she thought I wasn't looking. I didn't push. She needed time to process, to let the embarrassment fade and maybe, just maybe, to let the one simmer back to the surface. Later, I found her curled up on the couch, wrapped in a blanket, the glow of the TV casting shadows across her face. Twilight. Again. She always watched it when she was feeling restless. I knew why. The slow burn. The tension. The way Edward's restraint made Bella ache for him. She loved that the idea of being wanted so badly, it hurt. I sat beside her, close enough that our gaze almost touched. She stiffened, then relaxed, her fingers tightening around the edge of the blanket. On screen, Bella and Edward kissed, slow and heated, and I saw her breath catch. She shifted, bit her lip, squeezed her gaze together under the blanket. I pretended not to notice. Then, in a voice so soft I almost missed it, Jungkook. I turned, arching a brow. Yes, baby. Her fingers twisted in the fabric of the blanket. Can we try something? Try what? I asked, though I already knew. She hesitated, then whispered. Like in the movie. I zim. Raked. You want me to key like Edward keys Bella? A nod. Barely there. I let Ned in, stopping just short of her L. Please tell me. She swallowed. Please. Please what? Her voice was barely a breath. Please key me. I closed the distance. It started soft chaste, even, but the second she sighed into it, I deepened the key. My hand ding into her hair, tilting her head back. She whimpered fingers clutching my shirt, and I swallowed the sound greedily. When I finally pooed it away, her LPS were swollen, her eyes dazed. Was that what you wanted? I murmured. She nodded. Breathless. I traced her bottom LP with my thumb. Good. Because next time, I won't stop there. Her pulse jumped under my touch. Next morning, the early morning light spilled softly through the curtains, and I lingered in that hazy space between dreams and wakefulness, still feeling the warmth of her body beside me. Then I felt it, her fingers tracing slow circles on my chest before sliding up to brush through my hair, a feather-light touch. Hesitant but deliberate. My lashes fluttered, but I kept my eyes closed, curious. She shifted closer. I could smell the faint sweetness of her shampoo as her breath ghosted over my LPs, then a key. Tender. Shy. Almost questioning. My wife was keying me awake. I let her anger for a second before catching her lower LP between mine, sucking gently. She gasped, jerking back. But I was faster, whereat pinging an arm around her waist and pooing her beneath me. Her eyes went wide, cheeks flushed, as I have read over her. Stealing kiss while I'm asleep, I murmured, thumb brushing her bottom LP. That's belled. I wasn't, she stammered, squirming under my weight. You were. I corrected, lightening down to N.P. at her herb. And now you're going to pay for it. She let out a breathless laugh, hands parsing against my chesty. You're supposed to be tired. You barely slept last night. I chuckled darkly, guiding her hand under the covers. Her fingers tensed the moment they met my hard length, and her breath H. Exactly. I growled against her threat. Because someone kept me up all night, sighing my name into her pillow. She bit her LP, torn between protest and laughter. That's not, I didn't. I keyed her again, deep and slow, until she melted beneath me. Then, just as her fingers tentatively curled around me, I pooed back with a smirk. She whined in frustration. Patience, baby, I teased, rolling off the bed. You started this. Now you get to wait. Her groan followed me as I walked away, but the way her eyes darkened told me everything I needed to know. My sweet, shy wife had a mischievous side, and I was going to enjoy every second of unrevealing it. Tonight was supposed to be easy, just dinner with the guys, Jasmine, Taehyung, and them. June hadn't met up in weeks, and I thought bringing Y or N along would help her relax, but then she stepped out in that dress. Mid-thigh, silky emerald green. Backless. A slit that teased just enough to make me reconsider every life choice that led us to leaving this apartment. I clenched my jaw, eyes dragging over her curves, and she flushed when she noticed what I was wearing, a black button-up, sleeves rolled to my elbows, tight enough to show the shape of my chest. We both wanted to stay. We both wanted to ruin each other. But we played nice. Then Jasmine, the menace, decided the dinner spot was a high-end star. Per lunch, dim lights, thumping bass, bodies moving in ways that made Ynsger pee on my arm, getting like a vice. She'd never been in a place like this, I could tell by the way her legs stayed pressed together, her wine glass clutched like a lifeline. I kept a hand on hers, thumb stroking slow circles, murmuring, "Relax, baby. I've got you." She barely spoke, just watched, blushed, fidgeted. Then she excused herself to the bathroom. And that's when it happened. Some dancer cell, CAC, confident cell, D into my L at P before I could react. For a second, I let it happen. The warmth, the attention, the game. Then I looked up, and she was there, YN frozen at the edge of the room, eyes glatzeye, LPS trembling. I shoved the girl off so fast she stumbled, but I was already moving, chasing YRN as she bolted outside.